Monday marks the 77th anniversary of Japan's unconditional surrender in the Second World War. Activities are held across China on August the 15th every year to pay tribute to the victims and martyrs as well as unsung heroes during the Second World War to keep the nation's darkest days firmly in mind and cherish hard-won peace. And this particular day also marks the National Liberation Day of Korea, an occasion marked annually in both the South and North. It commemorates the victory over Japan Day, when Korean Peninsula was liberated from 35 years of Japanese colonial rule. For more on that, let's cross live to our correspondent, Jack Barton in Seoul. Jack, tell us more about the events lined up for the day.
Yes, well, we've got events right across the country, but we had a big memorial this morning with President Yoon Suk-yeol, as well as organizers of the sort of events that we will be seeing today speaking. And it was a very different tone set this year from what we've seen in the past. Normally there's a lot of recrimination, normally there's a lot of bitterness. In the past few years, particularly under the presidency of Moon Jae-in, the former president, we heard a lot about the suffering, the real suffering of wartime sexual slaves and of those forced into labor by Japan during the war. And there's a case in the Supreme Court here just about to reach its verdict on whether some of the assets of Japanese companies here should be seized to pay compensation. This time, President Yoon sort of sidestepped all of that. He just talked about those who fought, of course, all Koreans, as you mentioned, North and South, those who fought against Japan, paying tribute to those people, but also the countries that trained them, like China. What he did say, then he led up to countries with sort of shared values, democracy, the rule of law should work together, and we could all see where this was going. He said that this is the time now for Japan and South Korea to come together to recognize that Japan is no longer a colonial aggressor, and that South Korea is no longer a poor, weak country that can be occupied by another country, and that they have shared values, and it's time to step into the future, not to set the past completely aside, but to recognize one another's strengths and work together on peace, security, working together on the economy and social exchanges. This will be quite controversial to a lot of South Koreans here, because there is still a lot of antipathy towards Japan, particularly on the political left. But this is clearly something President Yoon feels strongly about, and his ratings are so low, perhaps he thinks, well, I'm just going to put this policy out there. But he also talked about the DPRK finally laying out the details of what he calls his audacious plan, saying that if Pyongyang does take serious steps towards denuclearization, then Seoul is prepared to step in with aid on numerous issues. So funding and technical assistance for building ports, airports, hospitals, road, rail infrastructure, infrastructure in the agricultural sector, you name it, just about every sector was there, and South Korea really ready to engage. I think the Japan side of things will come as quite something fresh and different here. But this plan, even though it's the biggest and perhaps the most audacious, as he says so far, is something we've heard before, and it hasn't really come to anywhere. So, perhaps not too much hope riding on that element of the speech.
Thank you very much, our correspondent Jack Barton in Seoul.